So we just watched The Tunnel, which is a very hard film to locate. I had to go to some lengths to get this. It is not rentable. You can buy it on like eBay or whatever, but you're going to be paying a decent amount. I think you can get like a region 2 of this on Amazon for like $15 if you have a region free player. But most of what I've seen on eBay is like 50 and up. Like it's out of print and you can't seem to rent it anywhere. It's a weird one. I don't know why this isn't available because a lot of people love it. Now this is about a group of journalists and cameramen that go into these tunnels to prove that there is a homeless population living in these things before they use them for waterways to solve this water problem that's going on in their town. And the mayor and everybody doesn't want anything to do with it. They're like, no, we don't want to talk about it. You're not allowed down there. You can't do anything. There are no homeless people. There's nothing down there. So they go down there to investigate that, and they find out that they are sort of correct. There is something living down there. It was once people, but they are no longer. And I'm not saying that those are what's going on there. What I'm saying is that those people are dead. Yeah, and something else is living down there. Yeah. Overall, it's definitely a good movie. It is very effective at what it's doing. The characters are believable. The decisions and all that stuff feel real. I think this is one of those films, though, that I feel because it has such similarities to something else that it will get likened to that. And because it is inferior, people will immediately be like, well, you should just watch The Descent instead. Sure. I totally understand that. But if you're a fan of The Descent and you've seen it enough and you're like, well, I love movies like The Descent. I want to watch something else and you want to see it more found footage style. This is that film. It's nowhere near as action-packed as The Descent. There's nowhere near as many deaths or gore or anything like that. This is more of a little... I wouldn't call it a slow burn per se, but it's a...
There's a build-up for sure. Yeah. I really enjoy the ending. I think that's definitely where the film succeeds the most for me, is that I like what happens at the end and how everything's shown. I thought it was really successful in like the scare that it was going for. But it is like there's stuff happening throughout. Like there's driving force to the plot, but I think because it's broken up as kind of like a mockumentary at times, with the footage being shown like in between interviews, that it's sort of like you're not as involved in the action as you would be if all you were seeing was the footage, because you're stepping back and getting people's thoughts on what happened on a past event, right? So it sort of takes you out of the action, but I thought that it flowed pretty nicely, though, even given that.
It also kind of reminded me a little bit of VHS 94 with Rotterman.
Yes.
The Rotterman segment.
And Chud.
Sure.
Like both of those.
Yeah, any creature living in the sewers with homeless people being the victims primarily, and then,
the government
regular folk stumbling upon it and the government trying to cover it up. Yeah, Chud. And VHS 94 and plenty of other movies. Sure. Right. The beings down in the sewers that even if like alligator, the mutation, stuff like that, like that's the monster down in the sewers that's eating homeless people first, and then once it starts affecting real people,
then we care about it.
When I say real people, I'm kidding. That's how they view them. That's not how I view them. But yeah, it's an effective film. Yeah. It's a tad dated. There's plenty of films that have come out since that have done this and done it a little better. But I think it's it's from 2011, so it was a little bit of a trendsetter. And I think it's a good film. Not amazing, but quite good. Yeah. Believable, and I think that's good because like. Some people like it to be a little less going on, so that it adds to the believability, because if there's too much, it's just these kinds of movies suffer for some people when there's too much going on. I'm fine with tons going on. Yeah. but it's creepy. It's
is creepy.
like the setting is fantastic.
Yes.
Right? Like they got some great on location shots
Yes.
of God knows where the hell they are. But I'll tell you, I would be nervous to film in some of the locations they were in. This ladder that they're going down and stuff. I'm like, ugh. I don't know. That ain't no set. They went somewhere. They went
That's
somewhere
real.
bad. Yeah.
That exists.
And you could easily get lost down there. So
Sure.
yeah, it's a cool film.
Yeah.
And good luck finding it. It's the only place you can watch it like easily is on YouTube at 360p. So have fun with that.
Yeah, have fun.
It's terrible. We tried watching about 5 minutes of it and I was like, oh hell no.
Yeah.
And then I went and found it in a different place. But I just couldn't find it to buy. I don't usually like doing like illegal ways of finding things. But this movie really didn't leave me any choice. So like, what am I going to do? Like, the people who made this aren't going to make any money if I go spend $50 on it.
Sure,
It's just
eBay,
some dude on eBay who's selling his copy. Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't benefit anybody. Like, you got to re-release the movie
Yes.
if you want people to watch it. At least put it on VOD. It's free.
Absolutely.
Just throw it on friggin' Vudu and Amazon and whatever. Like, why isn't this on VOD? I don't understand that.
I don't either.
So, anyway. If you can find it,
Let us know.
let us know. Bye.
Bye.